So, sorry about that. Right, we're going to do this one. So we're going to assume that Z is normally distributed with a mean of 0, standard deviation of 1, and we're going to find the probability of between 1 and 2. Okay, so there's 1 and there's 2. So the bit we're looking for is that bit there. Okay, so again, the way we do this, the concept is with areas. So if we figure out the probability of it being less than 2, then we get this here. Yeah? If we then figure out the probability of it being less than 1, we get that bit there. And if you do the orange one minus the green one, then you've got the purple bit. So that's how you do it. So the probability of the z-score being less than 2 minus the probability of the z-score being less than 1 will give you the probability of the purple bit, or the probability of it being between 1 and 2. Yeah? So these are less thans and these are positive numbers, so they can be looked up straight away. It's my dog dying in the background. So 2 is here, so 0.9772. And then 1 is up here, 0.8413. So I wrote those in. Minus 0.8413. So 0.1359, 13.59% is the probability of being in between 1 and 2. I'll do the last one for no reason except that it's got some minuses and things in it, so it's a little bit different. So minus 1.2. Okay, so minus 1.2 is about there. And 1.75 is about, oh, that's crap, but you know what I mean, is about there. Okay, so we're looking for this bit here. In between the two of them. So the idea is the same. If we figure out the probability of it being less than this one, then we're getting that part, and then figure out the probability of it being less than this one, got that part, and if you subtract them, you get the bit in the middle. So the probability of the z-score being less than 1.75 minus the probability of the z-score being less than minus 1.2. Okay, so this one is grand on the left. It's a less than and it's positive, so that's absolutely fine. This one though isn't. It is a less than, but it's negative, so I can't look that up. But you just go to the stuff we did before. Do you know what I mean? So less than, I did this in the homework, didn't I? Less than a negative number. Do you know what I mean? We've already done less than a negative number. Does that make sense? So you basically just use this process again. So there's nothing new in the in-between ones. It's just you'll start to come across these 4 scenarios again. So you just use them again. So basically being less than minus 1.2, that little green section, is the same as, I don't want to put too much onto the diagram, but less than 1.2 is the same as greater. So the green section on the left, which is less than minus 1.2, that's the same as being greater than 1.2 because the diagram's symmetrical. This is now positive, which is good, but we have a greater than, which doesn't work. But we can do that because we just do the whole shape minus less than 1.2, which again we've done before. So it's 1 minus the probability of the z-score being less than 1.2. And we'll have that one. Yeah? Okay, so I'm going to look up the 1.75 maths. 1.7 is here, and then go across. So 0.9599 is that one. 0.9599. Okay. Back in here. Sorry, in here even. So then it's minus, so just from there, minus. And then I've got a little sum following, so I'm just going to put a bracket. So it's 1 minus. And then I'm going to look up this one, which is 1.2. So 1.2 is there, 0.8849. 0.8849. Ooh. Okay, so 1 minus 0.8849 is 0.9599 minus, and I figured that one out, so it's 0.1151, and then just do that, 0.9599 minus answer equals. So that is 0.8448. So 84.48% of being between those lines. Yeah. So that's it. Like, it's based on what I have in the homework there. They are the 4. So less than a positive number, happy days, look it up. Greater than a positive number, you do the total minus the probability of being less than, and then you can look that up. Less than a negative number is the same as greater than a positive number, and then you go back to what we did in part 2, which is 1 minus being less than that number. And then greater than a negative number is the same as the probability of being less than the positive version of that number, which you can just look up. So when you do the in-betweens, it's always a subtraction. So it's the one on the right minus the one on the left, always. And then you treat the individual probabilities based on the stuff in the homework section, which I actually might just snip in here so we have it. Oh, it's not going to snip very nicely. Yeah, it's fine. It's there. You know where it is. Okay. So I've one bit left to do down here, which is actually grand. So I think what I'd like you to do is, I don't really want to, as in basically what you need to do is do as many of these until they make sense. That's really what you need to do. So I don't know. This one, I did that one already. So this one, that's a minus. They should be okay. That's a minus and a plus. They're all minus and pluses. There's two minuses. Minus and a plus. Like, yeah, there's literally like a handful. Maybe do that one. Yeah. I don't know if there's anything. Oh, maybe have a look at 6 and 7. So can you figure them out as well. It's kind of just working backwards. Yeah. Look, I know I've thrown loads in there, so obviously if you don't get to finish, that's okay. But try a couple of these green ones up here. If you can do them all, brilliant, because it's just practice. But definitely give either 6 or 7 a go. I assume they're both more or less the same. Yeah. Okay, and then we'll finish this tomorrow, and we will move on.